Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of 2 Extra Clicks. I'm your host, Griff.
And I'm Hefe.
And Hefe. Yep. No Smith today. Smith is off gallivanting around the world doing his kidless whatever things that he does.
Is he over his gallbladder?
Yeah.
What's the situation on that?
I heard this from him. He says, I'm 100% now. Like all of a sudden overnight, what I think is what happened is that he ran out of sick leave. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, oh shit, I feel a lot better now.
Yeah,
I think I got the clear bill of health.
Yep.
And now he's back at work and he's 100% healed, and now he's running around traveling and doing his adventures and
Sweet.
all that jazz. So, Hefe,
Yes,
you went on a trip.
I did.
Speaking of trips,
I did.
Where'd you go?
Well, I won I won it at a Christmas party, a company Christmas party.
Company?
They gave out 3 prizes. 2 of them were Amazon, and I won the grand prize. I picked my own name out of the hat.
Collusion.
Yes, exactly.
Did anybody call bullshit?
Everybody was looking at me, but it was
Yeah.
legit. I mean, I reached in and pulled out my
Pull
name.
your sleeves up first before you reached in there?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, did it all. So it was a trip for 2 to Vegas to see the Golden Knights hockey team play.
The City of Sin.
Yes,
Okay.
I was not impressed.
Okay, so I've been there once. I've been to Vegas one time. What'd you think? Well, paint the picture. You obviously flew.
Yeah. So it was 2 tickets to the MGM,
Yep.
and then airline was Southwest, where they load you like cattle,
Oh yeah.
and then
Yep.
and then 2 seats at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Okay.
So I had been to Vegas quite a few times
Oh shit.
prior to this,
Yeah.
but it has gone downhill.
I think all the big cities. I mean, people think that Hollywood's amazing and shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like homeless town. There's shit on the sidewalks. It's
Yeah.
not fucking pretty. So how does Vegas look now?
Let me say this to anybody that's in Vegas and they love Vegas. I'm only bashing on about 1.5 miles.
Okay.
Okay?
The tourist part.
You may live in a beautiful spot of Vegas. I am not bashing you, but I'm going to bash the 1.5 miles that I seen.
Okay.
Okay, which was a strip.
Of course. Yeah.
It's super expensive.
I can imagine.
All the casino, well, not all of them, but every one that I seen, which is all the big ones, no more buffets, no glasses in your room to even drink water. I mean, anything that they can figure out a way to make an extra dime, they're squeezing it out of you.
Damn.
So you go in your room and there's no cups, there's no glasses.
Not even a paper cup?
No, and no ice.
What about the coffee maker and shit?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Whoa.
They do have a complimentary bar with the fancy Fuji water. They're
Is it-
$6
Are those in the little fridge, and isn't it
Yeah, which you have to
monitor?
pay
If
for.
you pull it, you
Yeah.
get charged for it.
Yeah.
It's like a sensor system
Yep.
in there, right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So everything was about getting your buck. So 2 nights in a hotel
So
room.
if you want something to drink, even a glass of water, you have to leave your room and go find somewhere to get
or
something
you
to
cup it
drink.
in your hand
Holy
and do it like you're Little House on the Prairie drinking out of a stream.
So was the first thing you did is hit up a gift shop and buy a fucking souvenir
Well, we found a
mug?
CVS, thank God.
Oh, there you go.
So we went there, got the snacks. It was me and my son. He's 22.
Nice.
So I took him along. So it was kind of a father-son thing.
Yeah, nice.
And even my son at 22 said, "Dad, this place is a shithole." And he says, "I'm never coming back."
And he's that's the age, man. You're ready
Yeah.
for nightlife,
Yeah.
ready for craziness.
So it the stuff that I was feeling wasn't like an old man feeling.
yeah.
Even for a
Yeah,
younger person, he's
yeah.
like, "Fuck this! This
Yeah.
place sucks." But in Vegas's defense, it was also spring break, so it was packed.
Okay.
So it was the height of spring break.
Is that somewhere you go for
I don't
spring
think
break?
so,
I thought everybody goes to
but I'm just
wherever
trying to-
water is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give it the benefit of the doubt best I can.
Jesus. How
But,
was the strip and everything? Do you still have all the people throwing out hooker cards?
No.
What?
No, they had there's a few guys and they're doing the clicking noise and they got the cards.
Yeah.
But all that is pretty much cleaned up.
Wow.
And you can't cross the street anywhere.
What do you mean?
So they put these big concrete black posts up about every 3 or 4 feet so that a car doesn't come off of the strip and
start plowing through the
Yeah.
fuck.
So they made that safer. And then crossing the street or they have these bridges. They all have, escalators, so you don't have to, minimum body movement, you know. And so that, it's safer, as far as that goes.
Well, how do you get across the street then?
You have to look, see where the next bridge is. So you look way up there. It's like, okay, I want to go to Planet Hollywood. Do I cross here or do I walk another half mile and cross a bridge up further?
Oh.
So you can't just go across the street.
Okay.
I heard it was a $250 fine for jaywalking.
Holy
and I guess
shit.
just going across the street's just big bucks. Yeah.
Wow.
So they made it safer.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty horrible when you actually have to put up roadblocks so that you don't
yeah.
drive on the sidewalk and start mowing people down. That's,
yeah. Well,
for the city to shell out that money because it's
right.
so far justified now. You know what I mean?
Long ago, they had that shooting.
Oh, yeah. There was like a concert or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was like a
guy
outdoor concert.
Yeah, and the guy got up on the 20-some floor and started blazing away with an AR.
Yeah, but he wasn't shooting with drinking glasses.
No.
Fuck, did they take those away?
Yeah,
That's wild.
But yeah, and then so the buffets are gone. I mean, I can't say all of them. Don't take this literally. I'm just telling you what I seen.
Yeah, buffet was a big, especially like seafood buffets. Those are money makers.
They're gone. There's no buffets.
Did people like overeat?
So what
the
you do
cost
is you
of
go
a
into these
buffet?
food courts where they get you for like, I think we got 2 things of water and 2 slices of pizza were over $30.
What?
And then we stopped and a hamburger was like $30-some.
For one?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, when
How does this
finally
food
left,
court work?
It's just like
is it like in a mall or something? Like you're hitting.
It's in part of the hotel that along with the all the gambling machines, they have an area.
Is it like you pay to go in there, or like you go in there and you pay for whatever you get?
Yes.
So it's not even anything like a buffet.
No,
they're all standalone little.
Yeah, expensive as hell. It'd be way cheaper to do the buffet.
Yeah.
But no, it's all it looks just kind of like a mall. You show up, you got your pizza place, you got your spaghetti place.
How many days were you down there?
2. We
we
flew in Friday.
The hockey, which we'll get to the hockey game.
Yeah, we flew in Friday.
Hockey.
We were there Saturday, see the game, and we left Sunday. Sunday about mid-afternoon.
All right.
So we were there for, all in all 2 days.
Did you besides the hockey game, did you really
no
fucking walk around
no.
and see anything cool?
No.
A lot of homeless people?
If you get off the beaten path, yeah.
It gets a little scary.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't take you don't have to walk very far for it to get sketchy.
Jesus.
Yeah. But no, it's a little safer, maybe a little bit more family oriented compared to how it used to be.
Well, I remember back in the day.
Isn't in your face.
Oh, they were everywhere, man, and those cards were littered all over the ground. I mean, it was all up in your face.
Yeah, those guys are gone.
Shit.
Now they got girls that have these big feather, plumes on their head and skirts and real short shorts with their ass hanging out.
Huh.
Those girls, I think, are doing the hawking for the.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. But no, really, really expensive. And it was cool. I mean, as far as the weather.
Oh, gotcha.
I can't imagine
temperature-wise.
trugging along there where it's 100-some degrees.
Yeah.
It
gets hot.
You just open up your eyes and you just look at the dregs of society just walking past you. It's like, Jesus,
That's rough.
all these people here. Yeah.
Because I'm from a small town, so just cities in general is overwhelming to me. Then when you see cities like that, where it's just geez,
it's crazy.
It's too much.
Yeah.
How was the game? Hockey game?
Good.
Who played?
I wanted to see the Detroit Red Wings because I grew up back east.
Okay.
And being a kid back east, and basically I grew up just south of Detroit. You couldn't see a game. They all have season ticket holders. So for you or for me as a kid that wanted to go see a game, you couldn't because they were all bought up by season ticket holders.
Whoa!
So I never got to see the Red Wings play. So when I won this package, I could pick out who I wanted to.
You got to choose which game you attended.
So I intentionally waited so I could see the Wings, come and play. And they got beat, but it was cool to see everybody.
Not bad, not
Yeah,
bad.
it's a rough sport, but well, it's not near like
I
it
was
was.
gonna say, man, yeah, you
'Cause I
used
was
to have full on beaters.
Yeah, I was showing my son. I said, "This is how it used to be." Back in the '80s when they had Bobby Probert and like Ty Domi. I mean, people went for the fight.
Well, yeah, you had people
it
on your
wasn't
roster that couldn't play hockey for shit.
No,
They
these
weren't
guys
there
were-
to play hockey.
No, these guys were goons.
Yeah, they were there to whoop somebody else's ass, and
that was their job.
Okay, champ,
Yeah.
number whatever, and they'd go
Yeah.
in there and fuck that dude
I mean,
up.
my old hero, Bobby Probert, he died in his 40s of a heart attack. He lived a tough life.
Holy
he
shit.
beat the shit out of people, and he got the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
I can remember so many games where they would drop the puck, and they would just drop their gloves, just
Like,
as
not
soon as
even focusing on- yeah.
and it was on, and they let him go. I mean, it's like you guys got this grudge, just get it over with, and they beat the shit out of
It was
each other.
common. It was like every game.
Yeah, and it drew a crowd.
Oh hell yeah.
Because I mean, it was for a lot of people, it's like, well, there was a hockey game during a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so now they have these little tussles, and they're pushing each other around.
And then they get like suspended for X amount of games. Like the punishments are real severe. It's pretty rare to get a fight now.
Yeah, but so there were it was a pretty chill game.
Nice.
A little bit of a little tussle here and there.
How were concessions at the game?
Well, funny you should say that. My son, we were going to go, find our seats. So we go in, and they're selling beer and all that stuff. So he walks up to the beer, vending. Well, it wasn't a vending. They have actually people there.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll take 2." And I looked at him. I said, "Do you know how much those things are? How much you think a beer was? Just a regular beer can?
Was it in a can?
Yes, not poured in a glass." In a chilled glass, nothing, just a can of suds that they just slide over to you.
I'm probably gonna go high with it. I'm gonna say like $5.
$20.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, $20
For one?
Yeah. So I looked at my son. I said, "Hey man," that's $40 right there.
You're in a fucking can?
Yes, in a can. And
whoa,
and
dude.
a thing of popcorn was $14. Dude, everything was just so expensive.
Looks like I'm eating after the game.
Yeah, I mean
that.
Was
there a line? Like, were people
yes,
waiting to pay these prices?
Yeah.
This is fine to them?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and you got the guys, the fat guys, beer, and they're going,
they're going up and down.
Yeah, man, they're selling that stuff.
Holy shit.
Now, I don't know if I'm just a cheap ass. I mean,
that's expensive as shit for a can.
I'm not rich, but I've got money now.
Yeah.
As you get older, I could. It was just like I'm not doing that. I'm not. I stopped. I had a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
Going into because my kid was going to play blackjack.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's another thing.
Oh, we'll get there. I love blackjack. It's my favorite game.
So I walk up to this little. It's just like in an airport now. The casino has these little shops.
Gotcha.
So there's a thing of share size M&Ms, peanut. Yeah. What do you think that costs?
Fuck.
$8.
God, dude.
She says that's $8 and something cents, and I says, man, I'm not paying that. I go, that's ridiculous. So I put them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is insane.
So blackjack now. I thought you could count cards.
Whoa, you can't say that shit when you're at the table.
No.
You do that shit in your head, and it has to be a shoe deck. So you have to have like the 6+ decks in the shoe, in the box.
Yeah,
you can't do single deck.
No, so now
it's hard to count with single deck.
Yeah, so now they're doing 3 decks. So you can't
that's
count.
Tough. Yeah, 3 decks isn't enough.
That's
you
why
need
I was
6
bringing
or
up
more.
the whole.
Okay.
I thought you could count. No, they did away with all that by putting
Makes
all
sense.
these decks in.
Well, they want you to lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need 6 or more to get a real good count going.
Yeah. So he started out. It wasn't a lot.
Hold on.
Maybe $100.
What was the minimum bet? Do you remember?
It was 20.
Jesus, dude, I do $5 minimum bets. That's
these were
$5 bet day tables.
I think they were all $20 a hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So so I threw him a couple 20s, and he had some, and he lost it all. Got down to like 48 cents.
Yeah.
And then he had a sad face.
Yeah. Well, that's
then,
Vegas, man. You paying the electricity bill.
Yeah. So I gave him another 20. I says, "Here's your chance to earn your shit back."
Yeah.
So he won it back, and I said, "Put it in your pocket. We're out of here."
Yeah.
You know,
That's that.
Yeah.
If you break even, that's
Yeah.
a win.
But if you're looking around, you know,
Yeah.
somebody's paying for all that glitz.
Jeez.
But no, it's yeah. If you want to hemorrhage money,
Yeah, that's where you go.
go to Vegas.
God.
Yeah, yeah,
You seen Vegas Vacation?
yeah.
Remember when he went to that fucking ghetto one where it's like
Yeah.
heads or tails? Fucking
Yeah.
guess what number?
Yeah.
That's a casino I'm going to. Fuck that.
Yeah. I mean, you can you can bet on anything now.
God, I
know.
can't believe $20 per hand. Holy
Yeah.
shit, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then you got to Uber there. They don't have. Oh, that's another thing. I was like, well, I'll just wait for the. I'm going to be thrifty here.
Yeah.
And I'm at the airport.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wait for the shuttle.
Yeah.
Right? Makes sense.
Yeah, there's always shuttles at airports.
Yeah. Well, they don't have those anymore.
Like no shuttles at all?
No.
Like that. It used to be that the
Well,
hotels would have the shuttles.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
And
about.
that's how they would kind of
I
get
thought
you to go with their
MGM
hotel.
would have a
Yeah.
shuttle. It's a big place.
Yeah.
No, they don't. I didn't see.
So you're on your own.
Yeah, you're waiting for the guy with the white. That's $15 a pop. To take you from the airport to the. Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. Maybe I'm cheap. And for you people like Vegas, don't hammer on me. I'm just telling you, this is my point of view. This is what I see. I'm sure there's wonderful buffets there, but if you're just getting off the plane and you're going to go see a game and you're going to stay on the Strip,
I mean, that's where 90% of
Yeah.
it's kind of known
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
Nevada in general doesn't really have any source of income. They're a tourist
No.
state.
No.
That's what they do. They do
Yeah.
tourism. That's it.
yeah, and then they charge you a. Let's see here. I think for the residents, they don't have to pay some sort of a luxury tax.
Oh,
But if you're outside of Vegas, you have to pay. Or if you're if you're a resident of a different state,
gotcha.
then they charge you this other tax. Yeah,
Boy, nickel and dime
But I mean,
the whole way.
it's probably been 11 years since I've been there, and there was casinos I never even heard of. Cosmopolitan.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, and now they're going to build this giant Hard Rock Cafe, and the whole hotel is going to be shaped like a giant.
God, it's crazy that it's still making enough money and more money to where they're able to build these.
Well,
To build more and more.
I read an article. I don't know if I know with all the AI stuff, but it seemed legit. They said that the big casinos were making $1 billion a month.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean, Hard Rock, they're going to build this giant guitar shaped.
How much you think that's? And then
Yeah,
nothing's free. They're building it because
Yeah.
they know that the income will it'll pay itself
yeah.
off.
And I was really surprised because there was a lot of Detroit fans there. And I
really?
And I walked up to them. I said, "You guys from Detroit?" They're like, "Yeah." So they weren't like people in Vegas that were throwing on a
They're
jersey.
flying through
Yeah, so they're like, "Hey, we can go to Vegas and watch
and
the
watch
Bulls."
it. Yeah.
And there was a lot of them.
Oh shit.
So yeah, that's
Kind of cool.
that was kind of cool.
You did you play any sports growing up?
I played football in high school.
Did
for-
you?
for 4 years? Yeah,
Damn, all 4 years then.
yeah.
What position?
I was offensive guard, defensive end,
Gotcha.
and I also was the kicker.
You were the kicker too.
Yeah. But
Did you play soccer or anything?
this was a Class D school.
What does that mean?
That means it was a little farming town. So if you were a boy,
Yeah,
you played football. If you were a girl, you were a cheerleader.
that was
all,
it.
We all had to do it, or there wasn't a team, or because there was only.
Oh,
I graduated with 38 kids.
Dude,
So-
that's insane.
Yeah, so I could go ahead and have this false sense of, boy, I was a really good football player, but if I would have been in a bigger high school, I'd have been a cheerleader. Yeah.
Fuck.
But when you're in a small school, everybody plays.
I got more. Remember,
No matter how, yeah.
this is fascinating for me because, like, I don't know jack shit about like older generations, and I don't think a
Yeah.
lot of people do.
Hey, man, that's why I'm here.
Like, okay, I actually wrote some shit down. Hold on a second. Like, what? Like, this is kind of an ever evolving thing, I know, but like, I don't know if it was just a big deal like when I was going through school, and I'm sure it's a big deal now.
Yeah.
Like, was there like little social cliques
Yeah.
in school? Like,
Yeah,
what were they? Like, I know we have like 1 billion of them now. You
Well,
got,
you had your
fucking-
jocks,
okay, yeah, sports kids, yeah,
your burnouts.
yeah.
Picture, oh, shit, what was the name of that Breakfast Club?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had your preppies,
Yep.
you had your jocks,
Yep. Picture
burnouts,
Picture Breakfast Club.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
That was it though, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like crazy. Like you didn't
No.
have like emo kids,
No.
scene kids,
No.
fucking furries, and like
No.
you didn't have all these like crazy categories.
It was like three or four different things, and you could tell by looking at the person, or if you knew them, it was all black and white, real clear.
Oh, yeah.
You know, short bus, long bus. You know,
And then so like did everyone naturally hang out in their own clique, or were there just
Yeah.
kinda like, were there like floaters that just kind of did whatever they did?
yeah. I mean, but we all got along.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's no like animosity there.
No,
but, like there was still
no.
clique.
I mean, you got to, you know, the teachers' lounge. They'd open up the door and there'd be smoke just pouring out of it. You know,
Oh yeah, this was that time.
you could smoke a cigarette when you were a kid if you got your parents' permission.
Well, how did you get that? It's like on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
Shut
if
up.
your mom
It's
and
a
dad
random
said,
ass piece of
if your
paper?
mom and dad or your mom or whoever it was said Johnny can smoke in school, and you turned it in, yeah, you could you could fire one up.
That's fucking what? Like it didn't have to be like notarized or anything weird. Like it just
No,
handwritten note.
No.
Were you good at like signing your parents' signature?
I mean I didn't smoke. I chewed. I started to chew
Yeah.
because we were all farm kids.
Farm kids, yeah. Like,
Yeah, so I see some old guy chewing. You know, it's like I'm going to try that. First time I ever chewed, I got on a John Deere tractor.
Yeah.
And it was a big sit-down tractor with a cab.
Yeah.
And in order to spit, you had to stand up, move the steering wheel forward,
Jesus.
go past the steering wheel, open up a big like bubble door,
Yeah.
and then spit outside.
You didn't have like a spit cup?
Well, not at the time.
Okay.
So I'm just this kid. So I'm cultivating soybeans. I'm in the middle of this freaking field that's, hundreds of acres. So
you ever swallow some of that shit?
well, that's where I'm going.
Oh fuck. Dude.
So the old guys would chew mail pouch, and it was like in a, I think now they have like big league gum.
Yeah. It was a big leafy shit.
Yes.
It was like the what do they
slimy,
call that?
leafy shit.
Yeah.
So I took some of that because I'm watching the old guys
Oh yeah.
stuff it in there, and then it's like, oh shit, where am I gonna, where am I gonna spit this stuff?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, hell, everybody just swallows it. Ooh. So I started swallowing it.
Yeah.
And then I looked back, and the beans are flying off the cultivator because I was, I wasn't keeping the tractor straight. And I got out and puked my guts out and
Fuck yeah.
laid against the rear tire for a little bit, and that took away my that was done.
That ends your chewing career
Yeah.
right
now.
there.
If I even smell it, you get that spitty.
Yep.
Yeah.
You start salivating.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like,
shit. Your body starts reacting.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
swallowed a Copenhagen. My dad, same farm kid, farm
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, you're just
all the way into
you're
it.
just trying to be like the older guys.
Yeah. So of course, like older brothers, they were chewing too, and but it was like the more like the real fine.
Yeah. Right.
It wasn't the long leaf.
Yeah. Now it's these Zins. They got the little white packets.
Oh, it's a bunch of queers if they're fucking Zins and their energy drinks.
Yeah.
Fucking new gen.
Yeah.
I can't get on board.
No, my son was doing Zins this past weekend. I'm just looking at him, and he's like, "You want one?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." And he's like looking at me like I'm a puss. It's like you have no idea. So it's just better to just shut your mouth. If you give him that chance to feel cool.
Yeah.
You know.
In your opinion, right?
Yeah.
So like, remember from your day and age.
Yeah.
What is so fucking weird about today's day and age?
Oh,
Because
Jesus.
I think a lot of shit's like weird, and I don't like where it went.
Where to
But you're
start?
even older than me now, so like what are you like? Because I can start rolling off like just men in general are fucking like just
Pussies.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
they're not even men anymore. Like
Yeah.
you can't even do manly, you can't even change a tire, let alone your
Yeah.
own oil. I just feel like men as a whole has just they're
Yeah.
it just
Kind of
collapsed.
Kind of had their man card revoked.
yeah, but there's like a million other things. All the way, I don't like the effects of social media. I don't like all these tryhards and influencers and like there's a
Yeah.
million things. But like, you come from an even more simpler time. Like, so what
Yeah.
is like just completely asinine weird shit to you that's totally
Jesus,
common now?
that's a
That's like,
good
oh yeah,
There's so many things. That's such a good question.
Yeah.
But to narrow it down to one,
yeah.
it's all these categories of people, and there's no common sense anymore, and there's just
Everybody just wants to argue with everybody else.
yeah.
Nobody can like just sit down and just agree to disagree on
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like they get offended and then they.
I mean,
freak
it's
the
so
fuck
cool
out.
to be able to have your phone and be able to look stuff up.
See, that's what I use
awesome.
my informational purposes,
Yeah.
though. Like
That
to
part's
look
awesome.
up what part I need, to look up
Yeah.
how to fix something or how to do something. That's what I use a phone for.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
But nobody else uses a phone for that.
No. No, it's sad. And I'm I'm pretty up. I pay all my bills online. I'm
same
not
here.
like anti-tech or
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. There's so many things.
What about this?
I can't even.
I might be going way too old here. Remember, like,
No, that's fine.
like I legit, like when I think of like your era of childhood, like I just imagine that there was no toys and that you just literally like found a stick outside and was
Yeah.
like, you just like hit a rubber tire out back. Like
Yeah, no.
that was, you know what I mean? Like I have no fucking idea what kind
Yeah.
of toys you had. So some of these questions sound kind of dumb. Were you around like when people still pumped your gas for you?
Yeah.
Like, was that a normal thing growing up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or was it kind of starting to fade out?
No, you had your guy. He would come out and he'd pump your gas.
What actually
push your
happened with
windows.
that? Why the fuck? Why
I don't
did
know.
that,
You know,
do you know why that went away?
Because I think the gas stations, that was just, if they could get rid of that part of their overhead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like going in now and now we're checking ourselves out.
Bagging your own groceries and yeah.
So what's next? We're gonna have to unload the trucks and stock the shelves. I mean, no. Those guys came out. If you want to get a little experience, just go to Oregon.
Oh yeah. Oregon, they still you're not allowed to pump your gas.
And if you want to see how something that it makes you feel weird.
Not pumping your gas?
Yes.
Oh, I know. I've been the wife and I,
Yeah.
we go to Oregon every now and
Yeah,
again.
you sit in the car and you got some guy pumping your gas and you feel like, oh shit, I should be doing
Yeah, I
something.
feel like demasculated. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're like, I don't.
Yeah,
this ain't right.
It's like here's my man card.
Yeah, when I'm handing my card out the window, that's
Yeah.
my man card.
It's strange. Yeah,
It's
but,
weird.
But
But it used to be more intensive. They were like checking your fluids. They were
Yeah.
fucking.
but you know what? Today's cars,
Yeah.
they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a mechanic for 40 some years. I worked on the big stuff, but I can remember as a kid, we'd go on vacation up north in Michigan, and it was 250, 300 miles.
Yeah.
And the old man had the new points, condenser, plugs, always fucking around with something.
Yeah.
And now I sold my last Toyota. I had 120,000 miles on it. And I'm a mechanic. I didn't do a thing to it except change the oil.
Nice.
I mean, these cars today, I mean, you can beat them up for, all the high-tech stuff.
Yeah.
But, man, they're sure as hell
So back in the day, it was like,
oh, yeah.
fucking Oregon Trail. You were
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we
you
got
and
to pack for all the shit that might go out
Yeah.
on our travels because we
Yeah.
could get stuck in the middle of fucking nowhere. And of course, there was no cell phones.
Yeah, I mean, I could look at you now and say, hey, let's go to Vegas. And we could jump in any of our cars.
And go one shot
And go.
and not worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the...
It was a trip. You were planning ahead. You were fucking.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
With your leaded gas.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, technology has made things more reliable and better in a way, but on the other side of things,
Yeah.
it was better, old school. I'm glad I grew up when I did.
I know. Like, is it like my generation? And again, which is obviously a lot. It's not that old, but like, man, it was just so different though. Like without internet, without phones, like man, like people are missing out on something that they've never even seen before. Again, we talked about it last time. The wife and I, again, we went on a 5 mile walk.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful outside. Again, not a single soul. We didn't see a soul. You know what else we didn't see? This sounds kind of weird and dumb, but like you don't see it anymore. Change. You don't see any change on the ground.
No.
Like as a kid, you're always finding, dimes, nickels, pennies, and shit like that. There's obviously we don't use money anymore.
No.
So like, there's no change on the ground and not a fucking single kid playing. And where we actually went on a walk, like a part of it was around a park. 0 people.
Yeah.
0.
I don't know if it was Granger or some other store, but I went in there and I had to get like an O-ring or something, and it was only a couple bucks. And most of us don't carry cash around anymore. Yeah. But it was like $2.
Yeah.
Like I gave the guy $5 and he looked at me and goes, "We don't take cash anymore."
Shut.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nope.
We don't accept U.S. currency anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all card.
So they don't even have a fucking cash register. It's got a little swipe machine, and that's
I don't know.
That is.
I mean,
fucking
I usually go
insane.
like the Nap or something, but
Yeah,
I think
but
I
still,
think it was Granger or it
Jesus.
was Fast. No, I don't know. It was one of those.
Fucking wild.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely changed.
Jesus.
I mean, everybody uses their card now.
I got another
When's
question.
the last time you wrote a check?
fuck? Let me think.
I mean, everything when I was a kid was a check, and you had to balance your checkbook. And mine was,
yeah.
mine was always fucked up.
Yeah, because like my first job and stuff, kind of my first official job, like not like under the radar, you know what I mean? Not like cash under the table kind of shit. Because where I grew up, small town, you were working at like 13 years old and you were getting cash. But like my first official, like paying taxes job, was at a oh my gosh, brain fart.
The grocery store?
There you go, at a grocery store. I was about to say retail store. That's not it. Grocery store.
Yeah.
It was at a grocery store. And yeah, that was, you paid with cash or you paid with check.
Yep.
I mean, you like when somebody pulled a card out, it was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah,
we had to get that triplicate form.
Yeah.
And the fucking the little
slider.
press. Yeah. Yeah. It was like a fucking like, holy shit, this person's got a card.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had to like get underneath and brush the dust off this fucking card sliding machine, because it was like not a lot of people had those. You paid with fucking check, or you paid with cash. Yeah. People can't even do math to fucking. I mean, I'm sure the computers do it for them now anyway, but still.
Oh, have you ever gone somewhere and it comes to like $15.51, and you hand them
a penny,
and
watch their fucking brain explode.
Yeah, you give them a penny and a 20.
Yeah,
and they're just like, oh, holy shit! Hang on, I got to call my manager.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I got to call somebody that's older than me.
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
No,
this sounds kind of weird, but like for me it was. So I'm wondering if it was for you. Like, was church like a big deal growing up?
Yeah.
Was it just as big of a deal? Like church
I think,
or was it just my family or something?
No, I think it was more of a social outlet now, or then than it is now.
Yeah,
I think
it was like everybody was expected to go. So like, you expected.
That was the thing about church. Is like you looked around and go, oh, where's the bakers?
Yeah, you're getting a bad rap if you didn't show up, but you're like,
the Smiths aren't here either.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, there's the Johnsons. About fucking time you guys showed up. But see, or you show up for Christmas, like
the major,
and
Easter,
and the people who just do the big holidays.
Yeah,
and everybody's looking at them like, oh yeah, now you show up.
Yeah, you don't belong here.
Yeah, we're
all judgmental and shit.
Yeah, and everybody's reading the church bulletin.
What?
Your little pamphlet that you got, as far as what was going on, and just
fuck. I don't think they did a lot of shit like that.
Yeah, and then they had the confession booths. If you're
Catholic. that was a big deal.
They've taken most of those out now. I see, and they put like they made them in like cry rooms, or like a place where a mother could go and nurse her kid. Yeah, they got.
I get the nursing kid thing. What the fuck is a cry?
Cry is when your kid melts down, and you can go there and kind of let him melt down in a closed booth, so it doesn't
disrupt the rest of the community.
Yeah, which is better than them damn confessionals.
Yeah, the confessionals were fucking weird.
Yeah, because everybody knew who was who.
Oh yeah.
You know,
there's that like little separation, the little like, kind of mesh divider. You're supposed to like not know who it is. And you're just like, you're just staring at your father right in his eyes, like, hey, what's up, Ryan? You're like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, like, what did you do? You're like,
no, I had to go through a class and a weekend retreat to get married in a Catholic church, and we couldn't play the Here Comes the Bride, because that was from a rape scene back in the 17 or 1800s, so they wouldn't let us do
the fuck.
Yeah.
So that song was banned.
Yeah.
Because of a movie.
Yeah. I mean, when I got married in 85, 83, you couldn't do the Here Comes the Bride, because they made a big thing out of it, saying no, that was part of a rape scene from some other movie in the. However, many decades or
it's
centuries ago.
It's only that song from the rape scene. If you keep saying it's that song from the rape scene, it's almost like they're creating their own issue.
And you couldn't throw rice; you had to throw birdseed.
I heard about rice.
Something about the
puffing up in their stomach or some shit.
Yeah,
I've heard about that, but I've never.
Everything's just gotten weird.
Validated that.
It's just gotten weird.
What's with the retreat thing though? What the fuck?
Oh, the retreat was like so. I grew up in a Jewish family.
Okay.
We didn't really practice it, but that's how it was. So it was pretty Jewish.
Did they call it like...
It was pretty Jewish. So
you got Jack Mormon. Was it like Jack Jewish?
I guess. So I was... So my wife was Catholic. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we get married in a Catholic church, and the Catholic diocese is like, no. you have to go to all these classes. And basically what it was is you have to promise that your kids will be raised as Catholics. It's all about population and
I know that is
and numbers.
Fucking religion in general.
So it's like whatever, I'm fine with it, you know. So anyways, I can remember here I am, I'm a 19 or 20-year-old kid. No, I'm sorry. I had just turned 21. I had to wait till I was 21. And I had this priest looking at me who's never been married.
Yeah.
Who's never supposedly even had sex.
Yeah. They
telling me
took a vow of celibacy and they gave themselves to God, right?
Yeah, telling me how everything is.
What do you mean telling you how everything is?
Like, he's like, well, you can have any kind of sex as long
Shut
as
the fuck up. Another grown man's having this conversation with you?
Yeah, as long as the sperm is deposited in the vagina. That was their big thing.
What?
The whole weekend boiled down to this, at least for me. It was...
Wait, you got to rewind, man. This is fucking blowing my mind.
You can have oral sex.
Okay, this weekend, hold on.
Yeah,
so on this weekend,
okay, I had to
where are you?
I was up in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, and so were you at like a resort? I don't understand. Where is this?
It was at
where's this weekend happening at?
At one of the big churches where
was there other couples there on this weekend? Like it was a big deal.
Out. Yeah, there was they'd have these classes, and you'd stay there. You'd go up there. You stay Saturday night, and then you leave on Sunday.
And this was mandatory that you had to go to.
Yes, if you.
So now this is one-on-one. You're talking with a priest.
I think there was probably, maybe 4 or 5 different couples in there, and he was just telling us,
So you're there with your bride-to-be. She's sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
And they're going over the rules.
Yeah, they're like, you can have sex.
Tell me the rules.
You could do anything you want. He didn't say you couldn't have, anal, oral.
No, but what did he say?
All that good stuff.
Specifically.
And he said, the seed must be deposited into the vagina. That's what he said. That's what I remember.
Did anybody raise their hand with follow-up questions?
No, we're all just, kind of petrified. I mean, this is, nowadays maybe somebody would say something, but at the time it's like, oh,
that was it.
Yeah.
That was the word of God.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
So it is written, so it shall be done,
So that was their only thing. So
at least that's what I got out of it.
So,
I mean,
per his instruction, you could go in the bum hole as long as right at the end, you jammed it in the Virginia, and blasted away.
Yeah.
What the?
Because it was all about having kids and population
and getting getting more
church,
numbers
and keeping the church going. Yeah.
What did they have to say about your Jewish faith?
They didn't give.
They give you shit. They didn't.
As long as the kids are Catholic.
you were. That's all they gave a shit about.
Yeah. As long as the kids are Catholic.
Man, I'm super
and I didn't push any Judaism on them.
Fucking wild, dude. Yeah. It's a. Yeah. All the religions have very culty fucking. It's wild.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So then after this retreat, then he just gave you the green light and said you may now get married.
Yeah.
You have my approval. Did he give you a fucking document that he signed saying that you're okay?
It basically went back to to our church, and he gave our church and the father there the thumbs up. Yeah, these two can get married in the Catholic Church.
No Gestapo was there to paper check you on your way in.
Because Hasbro here said he's going to deposit his seed in the right spot.
And he nodded his head yes.
Yeah, and the kids are going to have crosses on their neck when they go to school.
Done.
That's all they cared about.
Wow, that is so fucking
I don't know how it is now.
crazy,
that was a long time ago.
dude.
And then that was also and then I can remember when Pope John Paul was doing his world tour.
Wow.
And I went up to, it was the Pontiac Silverdome at the time, where the Detroit Lions used to play in Pontiac, Michigan.
Yeah.
And I seen the Pope. And that was kind of weird.
Was that a big deal? Up close in person, or did you see him on a Jumbotron?
Well, so we're in this giant, I mean, by today's standards, it may be small, but we were in this giant Superdome.
Okay.
And the Pope flew in on a helicopter. Then they put him in. I think he had already taken a bullet. So by that time
he took a bullet.
Yeah,
I don't know much about this guy.
Yeah. But I mean, he was some people say he was the best Pope as far as being a people person.
Okay.
But they had him in a Pope mobile, which was this white European car that he was encased in glass, bulletproof glass.
Whoa.
So he came into the Silver Dome, and he made a big lap all the way around the field, and people were losing their minds. And I'm like
in the fucking car?
yeah. Yeah.
So like there was no actual like nobody's like shaking hands, not kissing babies, nothing.
No,
like that.
well, no. I just remember him making a big tour, big circle all the way around the football field. Of course, this was all indoors.
Yeah.
There's 80, 90,000 people there.
And people are losing
their minds like this is God. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, this guy, he's just like us.
Yeah. It's like I didn't vote for him.
Yeah, he's not God, but I mean, people were, losing it.
Oh yeah.
And then he did his homily, which is basically his spiel, and then back in the Pulpmobile, then out to a helicopter. Then it wasn't until after he left you could hear the helicopter, taking off, and then the crowd was allowed to leave.
Holy,
it was
moly.
super high security at the time.
That is so fucking.
But
weird.
yeah, I'm just sitting there and I'm watching this one person who's got shit stains in his underwear, just like
he doesn't have a direct telephone line to God. Like, he's just a normal motherfucker that wears a robe.
Yeah, and people were just
losing their shit.
And I'm looking at it from just an objective.
Yeah, you're just
it's like
here's a guy in a car.
Yeah,
just driving around, and
but people were losing.
This is
man.
apparently somebody that's better than us.
Well, yeah,
that's how they treat him, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole Catholic Church thing, but they're far from
from perfect.
Yeah,
yeah. Historically, we can and this or track record in general. Yeah, we can go on and on about that shit.
Yeah, and then my grandma, she she looked at me when I was a young boy. She said, "Don't you ever tell a soul that you're a Jew."
Whoa, your grandma said this?
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
Not widely. I know, Catholics and Christianity, just general Christians.
Yeah,
that was the major populace in the U.S. anyway.
Right. No, I didn't really go to a synagogue when I was a kid. It was just I would pick up all the Jewy things from aunts and uncles, and
yeah.
So that there was no formal.
Well, small town. They probably have to travel pretty far to.
Yeah. I mean, the bigger towns had it, but it is what it is. All religions are strange.
Well, fuck yeah. They all have their weird ass shit, and they almost attract people that believe a little too much. Like those people that are really susceptible. I don't know if they're missing something in their life. Not that it's a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Don't all the incarcerated seem to find God?
There you go. It's
when you're at your dead end.
There you go. They go, oh, here it is. And they use it almost out of convenience. It's convenient now, and then I'm doing better now. Never mind, I'm good.
I think one thing I don't like about today, but then again I do like, is that it's hard for me to believe in a religion when we have all this knowledge, all this quantum, all this.
Questions, really,
about
what all this other stuff that's actually it's documented.
It's let us know how much we don't know. I think.
Oh yeah, we're a speck of dog shit in a vast sea of unknown.
I mean, I was just reading this thing because I really get into the whole thing. It's like most of the space and the things that we could like to see are traveling so fast, so quickly away from us that it's totally unattainable to ever even know about it.
Yep.
So, when you have all of that, as a human, I think we have to question stuff.
Yeah, as we should.
Yeah.
Questioning stuff's fun for me anyway.
Yeah.
I like theories. I like the what ifs, you know what I mean?
But it's really hard to pop that hole in the religious balloon.
Yeah. Well, it's more so now accepted now, even from my childhood, it was like religion didn't really matter, you know what I mean? You had your whatever, your Presbyterians and your Christians and your Catholics, as long as you believed in God, though. If you said, I don't really know if I believe in him, it was dude, your family would fucking disown you. It was, your life was over, man. So
it's kind of instead of it being a man, now it's kind of the universe is God. The whole energy, you
have more of I'm spiritual, but not religious. You have a lot more of that. Yeah. And that's more accepted now. It's okay to not believe.
Yeah. And I think I think a lot of religions are dying out because of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I think if you follow most religions, if you follow their rules, you'll live a better life.
It's all based on positivity.
Yes.
Being a decent and honest and kind person.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like, God, yeah, if you're living that, then fucking knock yourself out.
But there's all these things that
We're about at time.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a worst case scenario real quick? Wrap
Sure.
this bitch up.
Yeah.
Since last time we did a worst case scenario, it was
that was
statistic. That was fucking easy.
that
All
was
right, so
easy.
last time we did,
Oh God, it was
my
my
my cards. Oh yeah, yours were fucking. You had like it was like
it was really simple.
it was one of them was like eat a fucking cheeseburger in 5 minutes or some shit. It was like all right,
Yeah,
the fuck. Your only bad one was what was it? Was it a fucking kidney? He had a kidney missing.
Yeah,
Is that was the worst one?
yeah, kidney in the bathtub.
All right. So these are going to be. Wait a minute. Which order was it? My cards, your guesses, or other way around? Your cards, my guesses. I wrote it down. Hold on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just flip them.
They're my cards, and you got to guess which order I would put them in. All right. Topic number 1: live next to a very active fire station.
No problem.
That is not a fucking. These aren't too bad. Oh shit! The Grand Wizard of the KKK is your new neighbor.
It's not bad anymore, are you?
All right. You have whiny, bratty kids who nobody likes. I don't understand. These aren't. What's with the deal? We got kind of weird fucking luck. That's just, this doesn't make. Your face and body are covered in bees.
Well, that's not real good.
Like temporarily or fucking just for the moment. Your car crashes during a session of Roadhead. That would not be good. Okay.
No.
All right. Let me get this in order of how I think it should go here. All right. I got my number 1 locked in.
Okay.
Ready to go. What do you think?
I'm going to think that you don't give a shit about the Grand Wizard moving in the neighborhood.
Damn, that's actually my number 2.
Is it?
So you probably got 1 and 2 mixed up.
Yeah, I think so.
What would you have put as my number 2? I can almost guarantee.
Whiny bratty kid.
That's the 1 and 2. Yep.
Yeah, who cares?
So yep. That's the thing. I was like, I don't really give a shit what somebody else
Number
thinks.
3.
What do we got? We got live next to a very active
I don't get
fire
the bee
station.
thing. So that's
Your face and body are covered in bees. Like I don't have a phobia for bees though, so it's like
So,
okay.
It's just
I mean, they're not going to live there. They, you know what I mean? They're still a bee. Like they would leave.
I'm thinking that
I'm just saying I just wake up and I'm like my body and face are covered in bees.
I think you're going to. I think that one's acceptable.
I don't think that's
I
bad.
think that's number 3.
I would say that's number 3. I'd rather have that than the other 2 because the other 2. So
Yeah.
now we're left. So that one's right. That
Well,
one's
this is a
definitely
tough
number 3.
one. You're
So
living
4 and
next to a
5,
fire station, or
active fire station,
you're getting a blowjob and you crash.
and your car crashes.
That's a tough one
That is
because fire stations, that's constant every day,
That's a forever
all the time.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a one.
If nobody dies, she didn't clump.
It's a lot of
down on her
variables
teeth.
there because holy shit, you brought up a
so-
whole nother
so
fucking
let's just
scenario,
say-
dude.
Let's just say it's just for what it is. It doesn't say you got a Lorena Bobbitt pulled on you.
Dude, I don't know.
So I'm going to say
Now that I'm reading that, you got me all fucked up.
yeah. So we have to come up with our own. I'm going to say that
You're gonna do it.
blowjob and then the fire station last because
I'm gonna swap it. Did you fuck me up, dude? There's
well
no way.
because
You're fucking right.
but nowhere does it say that you had to have your dick sewed
But
on.
nowhere does it say that it doesn't happen either.
Well, I kind of went for
If you fucking freak me out,
if you got your dick bit off, oh yeah, fire station for sure.
yeah,
But if this is
that
just
could happen though.
this is just oh baby, oh shit, I crashed. That's how I took it.
So my first thought was like okay, car crashes. We don't know the speed. All I'm thinking about is she might not have her seatbelt properly on, or it's all fucked up because she's bent over. And I'm like, she's gonna get pretty fucked up. I'm probably gonna be okay. But then you said that, and I'm like, fuck, that's a possibility.
It is,
and that makes me really nervous. So I'm switch. I'll live next to a fucking fire station.
Well, yeah,
There's too many variables.
I would too if you factor in.
I'm factoring it in. That fucked me
Well,
up.
if you're going to factor in
Changed my life.
that in, then I'm going to say yeah,
Fucking out. Holy
fire
shit.
station and then the blowjob.
Yeah, fire station would suck though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That is another episode of 2 Extra Clicks. Thank you for joining us. I am Griff signing out.
And I'm Hefe.